Welcome back to another Hot Takes video. Let's get right on the first one, which says that CM Punk versus Seth Rollins should main event Night 2 of WrestleMania instead of Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. They're the more interesting feud by this point, and I understand this hot take. I saw a lot of people say the exact same thing, which is why I included it in this week's video. And I feel like, yes, I kind of understand, but we still got to give Roman and Cody some time to develop their feud. At this point, obviously, CM Punk and Seth Rollins are the more interesting feud. They're the one that actually have been feuding, but I think come WrestleMania time, we will see Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes go to work, and I think a lot of people at that point will see why that is going to main event WrestleMania Night 2. And on top of that, Roman Reigns has been champion for over 1,200 days. He's definitely going to get that WrestleMania main event. I'm sorry, CM Punk, you're just not going to get it this time around. But honestly, to me, both nights main eventing each night is a real main event itself. I don't really mind if you main event the first night or the second night. That's a main event in my opinion. I don't look at it as the second night being the only true main events. Anyway, staying on CM Punk, the next hot take says that CM Punk will have a better run in the WWE now than his first run. And I just don't think that's going to be the case because there's a lot of different factors. But 2011 CM Punk was just on another level. The man was goated, and he was also a full-timer. He was the WWE champion. He was showing up every week. He was dropping pipe bombs on a consistent basis. I just don't see that happening. CM Punk was on a different level, like I said. And while this run is going to be really great, it's not going to be like that one. That one will never be topped. I'm sorry, but that's just the best CM Punk. The next hot take stays with CM Punk and says, I guess CM Punk thought the grass was greener on the other side after all, and that's because the grass is greener on the other side. Right now, it's a lot better to be in WWE than AEW, especially with the crowds and everything, and then the ratings and all that kind of stuff. So if I was CM Punk, I would definitely be in WWE over AEW, especially with the backstage politics against him. The next hot take says that Seth Rollins should be universally considered a top 20 WWE superstar of all time. And at first, when I thought about this, I said, maybe that's not a bad hot take. Maybe that's true. But then I came up with a list. So I decided I'm going to read you guys 20 or more. I don't know exactly how many people that are just better than Seth Rollins. You have John Cena, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Ric Flair, HBK, Triple H, CM Punk, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Bret Hart, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Brock Lesnar, Edge, Chris Jericho, Roddy Piper, Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, Dusty Rhodes, and honestly I could keep going, but I think I'll stop there. So the more I think about it, no, Seth Rollins is not a top 20 WWE superstar of all time. He's definitely in the top 50, maybe top 75, but I would not say 20. So yeah, there's a lot of other people that are better than Seth Rollins, as I just listed. This is a hot take that went viral all over Twitter, and it said, I'm going to ask a question from the AEW perspective, and I want you to really think about it. What does Seth Rollins offer that Jack Perry doesn't already offer? This is after people said that Seth Rollins should join AEW, and this is just blasphemy. I don't even know what to say. This is the worst hot take I've ever seen in my entire life. Seth Rollins is much better. Look, I said he's not in the top 20 of WWE superstars of all time, but that doesn't mean you got to underrate the guy. He is not on Jack Perry's level. Jack Perry is so far away from Seth Rollins and his status as a legend and superstar, or whatever you want to call it. This is an insane hot take, and a lot of people went crazy over this one for the right reasons. It's just not even close. Yes, I'm Jose says, if Cody wins the Royal Rumble in 2024, some fans will start booing him. And he went on to say, if Cody wins the WWE title, fans will eventually get bored of his run and boo him as well. Basically, for babyfaces, the chase is always way better than the run in WWE. And I'll say that's only the case for, when Vince McMahon was booking. But with Triple H in charge, WWE is totally different. Especially the most important thing, I think that's the difference between now and before, is that the crowd is different. Before, there's a lot of hardcore fans, and now they all went away. There's still 5% of hardcore fans watching WWE and actually talking about it on Twitter, but when it comes to the crowds, they just cheer the babyfaces. So I don't think Cody will be booed. In fact, I think he will be cheered throughout his entire run. I don't think so. I don't think he'll be booed. That's my hot take. The next hot take is not much so of a hot take, but I guess kind of, it was a picture that went viral on Twitter, and it showed Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton versus AJ Styles versus LA Knight at the Royal Rumble for the Undisputed Championship, which I think that's a great match. However, if you know the spoilers, that's most likely not going to happen. But anyways, the picture on top suggests that LA Knight is a goofball and he's not on the status of those three men, and I completely disagree. I think if anything, LA Knight is a bigger star than AJ Styles right now. I'm going to fix this picture for you guys. Jaden says that 2024 will be the craziest year for the WWE, outbeating 2022 and 2023 for being crazy. And that is just impossible. I'm sorry. There's no way that Vince McMahon is going to get kicked out of the WWE for the misconduct and the lawsuits and the hush money and then Triple H steps in to take over. But then Vince McMahon comes back and then they merge the company with Endeavor and then Vince McMahon gets kicked out again and then CM Punk returns. It's just impossible. I don't think 2024 will beat that in terms of craziness. It will be a good year in terms of wrestling, and I can't wait for that. PMO says, I have a feeling Sasha Banks and Naomi will return to WWE within the next year and make the women's tag team championships finally have a good storyline. I can see them returning. I think they will, especially at the Royal Rumble, at least for Sasha Banks. Not sure about Naomi. However, I don't think they're going to go for the women's tag team belts. I don't think they need to. I think Sasha needs to go straight for the women's championship. The girl's a beast. She deserves a great run. Speaking of Sasha, the next hot take says that Sasha is the best of the 4 horsewomen in WWE. Can't argue about it. And I agree, she is my favorite out of all those women. So therefore, I do agree with this hot take. I think she's the best in the ring. I think she has the best character. So Sasha is definitely the best out of all those. And I want to see the woman back in WWE. Staying in the women's division, this hot take says AJ Lee still has the best women's title reign, Divas title, but still, same thing. She had the best promos, and her in-ring work is fire. Look, AJ Lee is fire. Everything about her was fire. People loved her. She was one of my favorites at the time, but I don't think she is the greatest women champion of all time. I think that Trish Stratus takes that title, for me at least. And then even Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch have had better title reigns than AJ Lee. So I'm going to have to disagree with this. I will say AJ's in the top 10. The next hot take completely disagrees with that, saying that unfortunately people don't really like AJ, or at least not to the extent they portray. Her popularity only exists because of CM Punk. That is just a wild take. It's hot, it's spicy, but it's not a good one because everybody loved AJ before she even got with CM Punk. So that's just a goofy hot take. I disagree. I'm sorry about that. But AJ Lee is one of the greats for a reason. Let's move on to a different AJ. AJ Styles is one of the most underrated heels in WWE. He does so much better as a bad guy, and I wholeheartedly agree with this. I think as a babyface, he's kind of boring. He doesn't do much, but when he's a heel, AJ really thrives and also has great storylines, feuds, and matches. So I hope that he does turn heel. I hope this isn't an anti-hero or a tweener kind of thing. He's so much better as a villain. The next hot take says that Sami Zayn is in the top 3 best Canadian wrestlers of all time. But I disagree because you got number 1, Bret Hart, number 2, Chris Jericho, number 3, Edge. So Sami Zayn does not make the top 3 list in my opinion. After that, the next hot take says Logan Paul isn't good. He comes off as cringe and then boring. Never got the hype behind him. Look, Logan Paul on the promo is kind of cringy. I can't lie. When he cuts a promo, I'm like, why is he talking like that? It sounds so fake, especially if you listen to his podcast or watch any Logan Paul video. With that being said, though, he's not cringy in the ring. He's actually fantastic, and he brings a lot of eyes to the product. So that's kind of the deal with Logan Paul. And it's impressive to see somebody be so good in that ring after just training for a few months. The King McGregor says, hypothetically, if MJF was to come to WWE, he could potentially be in the world title picture immediately and possibly, like Brock Lesnar, win the title in record time. And I disagree. I think if anything, MJF is going to struggle to really get over in WWE. Like, it won't be an instant overnight thing. You know, it's going to take some time. It will take probably 6 months for the fans, the WWE fans, to really care about MJF because the WWE audience does not really watch AEW. CM Punk literally made a mention of the brawl-out situation, and literally nobody in the crowd cared. So that makes me think MJF might need a little bit more than a few months to really succeed in WWE, but he will figure it out and get over. And the last hot take says Undisputed Era was better than DX and NWO. And honestly, at this point, I gotta end this video because this hot take is just a wild one. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. I'll see you all in the next one.